The ABCs of War Regulations, Part 5. American life during the Second World War was heavily regulated, from rationing to the speed you had to maintain while driving. It seemed like a myriad of government programs with names like alphabet soup governed your day from beginning to end. In the fifth part of our series, the ABCs of War Regulations, we will be looking at a government program that lacked a name long enough for a catchy acronym, but was just as vital to the war effort as the WPB or the OWI. We will be discussing the Office of Censorship. The American military began censoring the media of the era after FDR had declared a state of national emergency in June 1941. The Joint Board of the War and Navy Departments shared the burden of censoring Canadian troop movements, with the Navy monitoring the international cable and radio transmissions, and the Army monitoring postal and telegraph traffic. These wings of military censorship came under civilian auspices on December 19, 1941, after the attack on Pearl Harbor. FDR signed Executive Order 8985 with the purpose of creating an organization that would censor all communications between America and her territories and foreign countries. The U.S., the United Kingdom, and Canada signed an exchange of information, and the American president placed Associated Press's executive news editor, Baron Price, as head of the newly minted Office of Censorship. On March 15, 1942, all military censorship personnel moved under the leadership of the Office of Censorship. The director was given absolute discretion by the president, and the agency focused on the censoring of factory production, troop movements, damage to American forces, and weather reports. The agency could have commandeered American radios under the Communications Act of 1934. However, all major news networks, as well as 1,600 war correspondents and journalists, voluntarily signed the Code for Wartime Practice for the American Press, thus allowing the burden of censorship to fall upon them personally. The Office of Censorship monitored 350,000 cables and telegrams, as well as 25,000 international calls a week, answering journalists' and editors' questions on what should or should not be censored. And branch offices in LA, New York City, and Rochester, New York censored every American film. Though not perfect by any means, the Office of Censorship continued to monitor the American press until the end of the conflict. Executive Order 9631 dissolved the agency on September 28, 1945, less than a month after the hostilities ended. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Also check out the other episodes in this series. Thanks so much for watching!